Hi, my name is Jomeline and I'm here with.
Emily Mazzo.
So I'm gonna ask you a few questions today concerning your views about feminism. So my first question is, what nationality are you?
I'm Colombian.
Do you know what feminism is like in your country?
Um, Pretty much in Colombia, feminism isn't as progressive as it is here, but there's definitely some uprising since the whole feminist movement has become a trend lately.
Can you give us some examples of that?
For example, before women in Colombia used to do everything for their husbands, but now there's a lot more career seeking and just focusing on self-improvement.
So would you say that women are not as inferior as they were in the past?
I would.
Okay. Has your culture affected the way that you personally view feminism?
I definitely do think so because there are some degrees of extreme feminism where where some toxic women feel the need to become superior to men, and because I see how culture is in Colombia and how good it is, like how well it works, I feel like it really helps me to keep a level head.
How are typical marriages in your country?
Most of the time, the men are the leaders of the household, but women also take some leadership, and most of the time, also the men are the breadwinners.
How are women likely to describe themselves as a feminist?
I feel as though I feel like there's a negative connotation to the word feminism because of the toxic displays that there has been like here in the USA, and I feel like that really influences how other people in other countries view feminism. So I feel like not a lot of people will openly identify themselves as feminists in Colombia, but I would say that they do support women's rights.
Now, Emily, what does feminism mean to you?
Feminism means to support women's rights and just want equality and not superiority over men.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Okay. Hi, and who am I with here today?
Jonathan Mazzo.
So, Jonathan, what nationality are you?
I'm Colombian.
Do you know what feminism is like in Colombia?
I feel like women are treated badly, but at the same time, like their opportunities are getting like worse because how government treats them, and it's like affecting their life. It's mostly like a man's job. That's what they represent, and most of them don't stay at home. Like my grandma has been staying home her whole life, and my grandma's dad was like always working.
Has your culture affected the way that you personally view feminism?
I just see women as like equal to men, but it doesn't really affect my opinion.
What does feminism mean to you?
Feminism is kind of like, I'd rather say equal. Like men should be equal to women, or women should be equal to men. It's not like one is superior, one is not. And I feel like some people are mixing up that statement I just said, and they think that women should be superior or men should be superior. So I just agree that everyone should be equal.
Hi, who am I here with today?
Hi, I'm Paulo.
So, what nationality are you?
I'm Brazilian and German.
Do you know what feminism is like in both of your countries?
Feminism in Brazil and Germany is like men are the leader of the household, but mostly in Brazil, where if the man tries to take control, the woman will usually be mad and try to overpower them, which in my household, like my mom pretty much runs everything.
How about in Germany? Is it the same?
Well, Germany is the men are more dominant usually, and they have like the voice in the house.
Has your culture affected the way that you personally view feminism?
I feel like yes, because in the U.S. it's completely different than in Brazil. Brazil, there's not that much protesting or women trying to get equal rights, because in Brazil everything's already equal. Most things are equal, or if some households men are dominant, some women in this household where it's like distributed like evenly between them. And Germany is just like, men are still more superior, but not in everything. Women still has a voice to speak.
How are typical marriages in your countries?
Typical marriages are usually women take full control when they get married, and when they deal with things, the men, you just lay back and work, but women do other things like take care of the house, work as well, and take care of children.
Do you agree with the lifestyle that women are living, like in that situation?
I do because usually in Brazil, men work until like late at night. They wake up early in the morning and work late at night so they can make money for the home, for the house. And while women they sorely do more, like they take care of the children, they work more. But I feel like it's pretty much it's fair since men are working all night and they get home and like and some men even cook too for the household.
What does feminism mean to you?
I believe, my personal opinion and certain others, that feminism mean women trying to be equal with us men, and like it's not superiority. But there's others that believe that feminism is superiority over men. They're trying to be better than us, which is not entirely true.
Thank you for being here with us today, and I hope you enjoy your day.
Thank you. You too. I'll see you back next week.
Hi, and who am I here with today?
Paula, Luna, and Dick.
Okay, so Paula, what nationality are you?
I'm Polish.
So do you know what feminism is like in your country today?
I'm partially aware of what feminism is like in Poland. I've gone to Poland multiple times, and as I've been there, I feel like gender equality isn't at its prime right now. I think men are still kind of held at a higher status. The country is very religious, so I feel like women are more associated with like going to church and taking care of the household and like taking care of the people in their life. But I think a lot of them do have jobs and do go outside of their houses. I mean, my grandma was a teacher and so was my aunt, but I think that most of the women stay in like the educational route and the more communicative route, while men take more of the scientific and mathematical approach. Yeah.
Has your culture affected the way that you view feminism?
I don't think so. I think I have a pretty equal approach when it comes to how I view feminism from like my culture in Poland versus how I do here in America. I look at it pretty much the same way.
What are the biggest problems that women in Poland are facing today?
I think it has a lot of stereotypes and it has a lot of social norms and societal norms that have been placed for centuries, and I don't think that people in Poland are really trying to branch out of them because they're very comfortable with these norms. So I feel like women are afraid to kind of go out of their comfort zones and try new things because they're afraid of breaking these societal laws.
How are typical marriages in your country?
I mean, I think that women, again, take care of, like, the family more while the husband is mainly the breadwinner. Like, I know multiple cases of, like, my family where, like, the husband would go out and the mom would just be a stay-at-home mom. But then I also have an aunt who does all the work for her family. Grandmas in Poland spend a lot of time at home taking care of the children, so sometimes the moms are encouraged to go out of the house and do a job, which is good, but older women are mainly like the head of the household when it comes to taking care of things.
What does feminism mean to you personally?
Feminism is really important to me because I feel like women should be their own people. I don't think that their choices and decisions should be dictated by the men around them. I think that over time, women haven't had power over even their own bodies for a long time. And I don't think that should be the case. I think they're just as much of a person as a man is, and they should be treated just as equal.
Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a nice day.
Thank you so much, Jolie. It means a lot to me.
Hi, who am I here with today?
You're here with Moeen.
So, Moeen, what nationality are you?
I'm Pakistani.
Do you know what feminism is like in Pakistan today?
Yes, I do have an idea of what it is like today. So, it isn't as progressed as here in the United States. Women over there they are fighting for their rights, but right now it isn't as much successful as here in the United States. They are put down, they're forced to do stuff that they don't like. They aren't given as much value, and it is overall not in the best shape it could be in.
So, what are the biggest problems that women are facing in Pakistan?
Some of the biggest problems are um, that the males, they think that the female has to follow everything that they say, and religion plays a role in it, but it's also the way that their mindsets are. They're what people will call old-fashioned or closed-minded, because they believe that women should stay at home, take care of the home and the children, while men go out and do the work.
Has your culture affected the way that you personally view feminism?
Personally, no, because I was quite young when I came here, and things are very different around here. And I have become accustomed to how it is here, so I wouldn't say that it has affected me.
Do you know what typical marriages are like in Pakistan?
Depending on where you are, if you're in a village, then the male are more likely to be dominant, and the women are likely to be suppressed and just stay at home. And they might not even have much education, because they prioritize the male members of the family. But in the cities, there has been some change. There are women who are taking higher post jobs, and the men are actually running the house. So it depends on which part of the country you go to.
How is it like in your part where you came from?
I had the experience to live in both a village and, well, they were both technically a city, but one was less developed than the other. And in the first city, like, it was like females had like less rights than males and stuff, but in the city, there was some sort of equality. You could notice that male weren't the only ones in the jobs or in offices or as doctors. The more developed the city is there, the more equality and justice you will see.
What are some examples of the things that you've seen women being treated like in your village?
Some women, like, they don't get the opportunity to get the full education, they don't get the opportunity to go to college, get further education. Also, like, they might just be like told to like stay as housewives, you know, take care of the children, cook, clean, anything that the husband wants. And I mean, it can be weird sometimes, but I mean, like, the husband can get abusive sometimes, depending on like how conservative the husbands are, I would say. Like, they might you know, like slap or hit the woman, but that's like only in like some places where they're really like close-minded.
Thank you so much for your time. I hope you have a nice day.
I hope you have a nice day too.
Oh!
Are you ready? Okay.
Wait,
Now I would like to flip the question on to you.
who am I?
Impartially.
Do you know what feminism is like in Colombia?
By my experience, it's kind of unfair for me. Like, the equality between it's kind
Go.
Alright, that's it.